I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching 86, Season 1, Episode 12. We were told by a moderator who got help from you guys that the ESP episode was like a special recap episode and it wasn't necessary for us to watch. So we're not going to watch it. We're right on to Episode 12, which is pretty exciting because I wouldn't have wanted to stop the momentum that last episode ended and have it be interrupted, especially if it wasn't intended to be read or watched in that way.
Right. A recap episode to me would feel like something that if I was watching this live, I might want.
Yeah.
But since we're watching it, and on our own time and our own pace.
A recap episode is something that I'd want, like, okay, so if there's a recap episode after episode 11, what I'm going to assume is that within production there is a break between episode 11 and 12, and then the recap episode might have occurred before episode 12 aired at a later date.
Like a core 1 and core 2 of the season.
That's going to be my assumption. Totally could be wrong there, but I don't think it matters because we are right into this episode. I have a lot of questions and concerns.
We're right into it, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, we got to flash back, or are we gonna somehow be able to save them? But if we didn't, because of the imagery we got of Shin at the end of last episode, I also understand that. I don't know. I'm hoping that this episode just adds to my curiosity, but helps quell my anxiety.
Mm-hmm. I feel like whatever it is, it's gonna be good. I mean, that last shot, really, we got like close up of Lena's face in episode 11.
Yeah,
was one of the kind of coolest moments in the show, like her on the train tracks.
Yeah, I'd say that like this is one of those shows for me that every single episode, there's only been 11, but it feels as if every one has gotten better and better and better, and it's like cumulative in terms of quality.
I'm also getting more and more kind of thrown off from where I had even maybe originally thought the story was going.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Sweet. The tracks. Cyclops. For the new kids. New spearhead. Oh my god. Oh!
What? I thought that was...
My queen? What was... Do you think Lena was there on the introduction?
Oh, it's cold.
True. Ethically responsible drones has resulted in 0 fatalities.
Wait, what is with Lena's hair? Do you see it?
Yeah, the red streak. Getting demoted. Wearing a black uniform.
And yet we see cracks.
Her walking with the sword. Oh my god. Oh.
So are we still team? They're a team, but they are doing it more discreetly.
Oh my god!
Wait, where's Jerome?
Holy shit. Oh! Talk your talk, Lena. She's so cold.
口の利き方には。
失礼いたしました、中佐殿。
The way she turned there.
I know. It was... Jerome sees the scheming.
それでは補給物資の件はそちらに任せます。
南部戦線第8戦区後方の迎撃砲稼働率、やはり全体の2割程度でした。
やはりそうですか。の損耗率は。ほら、ね、見て見て。もうすっかり冬ですね。
キクロプスよりハンドラー1、聞こえるか。
どうしましたか。
紹介中に敵部隊を発見した。指示を頼む。
So cool.
引き続きお願いします。敵情を報告してください。
Annette?
ごめんなさい、遅くなって。ずいぶん早かったじゃない。例の。
Oh, a warm cup ready for her. Wow.
そっちもレギオンの予測頼むよ。
Queen is wild.
可能な限りはお互い協力していきましょう。
当たり前だろ。頼りにしてるぜ。
こちらこそ、あなたが戦場で得る情報が。
今ぐらい本当の名前で呼んでくれてもいいんじゃないかい。ないならなんで名前なんか聞いて。
Why did you ask?
Shiden Ida?
それは私のハンドラーとしての責任ですから。
お堅いな。
New board, new faces.
どう思われようが構いません。
あんたのおかげでずいぶん生きちまいそうだよ。もう数ヶ月でスピアヘッド行きかもな。
I won't be going to Spearhead.
私が知ってる一番強い。この前とうとう特別偵察送りになったって。あのブレードばっかり使ってた首のない死人が。私らが行くのとレギオンどもが攻めてくるの。どっちが早いんだろうな。
It's a good question.
わかりません。予測されるレギオンの大攻勢に備えることが。
私はあんたに協力するって決めてるが、備えたって勝ち目はないぞ。
Oh my god.
それでも。
Oh, the symbolism.
ではキクロプス。
了解。
The cat.
言ってくれた。
What's its name? I love two-tone, but I am open to
They
change.
did tell her that she could decide.
Come on.
Teppy!
彼らに応える
To
ため
live up to the hopes of those who are no longer with us.
I'm gonna... But I feel like by the end of the series, I'm gonna have a strand of red hair.
This is what we saw at the end of episode 11.
Yeah.
Wait, are we seeing a continuation of it?
I think
We're
so.
As far as I can go.
What happened? I have chills. Oh my god.
Don't let me keep you a prisoner. Prisoner. Don't actually forget about me.
Blue shadow for Ray, blue shadow under the shepherd. What?
We're in some other...
Where the
We're
fuck
in
are
some
we?
other...
Country?
Wait, why can't he move his body? No, he's fine. He's fine. He's attached. Like a quarantine? Like an infected zone?
They were like, don't go in there, bro.
It looks creepy, but there's a regular dude in there, I bet.
We're taking it off?
The generals were all worried.
Ernst.
こそギアーデ連邦へ。
Oh?
Not Empire.
説明が必要だったね。戦争を始めたギアーデ帝国を倒して。
Oh, shit!
まあそのせいで
A coup.
残ってるレギオンといるのだけど。
We are still
What?
fighting the
君は我が国の西部戦線でレギオンに囚われて。
the Empire really doesn't exist.
Oh no, but think about the implications of what Lena's gonna have to fight it. Oh no.
っていたから投下率をゼロにしていたんだ。何があったのかの全容がとりあえず後でいいから思い出したら。
もうそろそろ。
君たちは我が国建国以来初めての外国。
This is fucking crazy.
まあ入国手続きをどうするかはレギオンに手一杯で決めら
Too
れて
busy
ないん
with
だ
the
けど、
Legion.
悪いようにはしないから安心して。改めまして僕
Zimmerman.
はエルンスト・ツマーマン、和製ギアーデ連邦の
Provisional president
Whoa.
of the Federacy. And he came in here.
分析の結果は
サンマグノリア共和国
新型のレギオンあるいはその生物兵器のキャリアであるか。
搬送後のスキャンでは異常なしです。
一緒にいたあれは
ディノザウリアで間違いないです。
彼らの耳についてたあれは。
彼らの証言通り通信機器ですね。できる精神官能を人為的に起こしている。
Certain family. The A certain family.
まとめて処分してしまった方が連邦にとっては安全ですが。
I mean, if they're still fighting, remnants of the Legion.
シン、お前丸3日寝てたぞ。
Damn.
ほんとクレナが大泣きして大変だったんだよ。
シンくんは分かってるから。
But Anju has reason to be mad at you.
悪いけど全員同じく。っていうか次同じことやったら本気でぶっ飛ばすから二度とやらないで。
失敗したんだから。
What happened?
悪かった。どうなるかね。これから。
そんなわけで君たちは今日から連邦
Hell yeah!
We worked out all the procedural stuff. You're welcome.
ほぼ1ヶ月ぶりに顔を合わせて。
そ
いいの？よその国から追い出された得体の知れない子供を市民に。
そちらに何の益が。
う利益がなければ目の前の子供も助けない社会。結局は誰にとっても不利益だよ。
In the end.
Oh my
that is a good
God.
line.
誰が知れない。万が一そんな理由で子供を人類なんて滅んでしまえばいいんだよ。
Lena would like Ernst.
Mm-hmm.
とりあえ
Good
ず
line.
しばらくは僕が貢献日に休んでこの国を見て、それからゆっくり身の振り方を考
And
え
then
ればい
think
い。
about what you'll do. That's insane. This is
Oh
all so
my God.
insane.
回収した機体ジャガーノートでしたが戦闘記録は素晴らしいですな。ぜひ話を聞きたい。あ？
そっちになって回さないわ。
何？
私の試作機のオペレーターにうってつけよ。アナルカンドにはもったいないわ。
Prototypes? This person makes prototypes?
何よカナブン。
I love her.
I won't let them be operators. We'd be
You know,
no
different
different
from
from the
the Republic.
Republic.
カウンセラーとの面談では全員戦場に戻りたいと答えた。
Really?
彼らがまだ戦場しか知らないからだ。
He wants to give them a real shot at figuring out what they want.
戦い抜いたならで叱るべきだ。
Just to at least know what it's like to make an educated decision.
せめて連邦は正しくありたい。人の理想というものなのだから。
Wow.
How lively and happy and colorful and compared to...
Yeah.
Oh, look at the hair color on posters. They won't even be recognized for being different.
Save the 86? What the fuck am I seeing?
君たちが保護されたというニュースで生き残っている国があると分かった時は、君たちが受けた仕打ちを知って君たちと仲間を助け至っているんだよ。
I bet
The
it feels
statue's the
so alienating and conflicting. We're being given his own house.
He has a kid!
ようこそ。
I can't wait.
Poor souls who were banished from your country.
そなたらうち人連盟をもって歓待しよう。法恩など期待せぬゆえ、せいぜい感謝を持って受けるがよい赤目が、なぜ後ろを振り向くのじゃ。
がいるのかと。
そうなったか扉を閉めたであろうが、バカに。これだから共和国ごとあれは。
娘さん、こう言っちゃなんだが、ちゃんとしてると思うぜ。
ああ、いや、
She's not my
Not my
daughter.
daughter.
娘じゃなくて、
誰がこのようなコッパ役人の娘。わらわは。
フレデリカ・
Princess
ローゼンフォルト。ちょっと
Rosenfort.
事情があって預かってる子なんだ。
She's the princess!
Mhm.
She's the princess from those memories!
娘がめんどくさいから、書類上は娘ってことに。ちょっと世間知らずだけど。
Wait, Shin would
妹だと思って
recognize her
仲良くしてくれると
if he
嬉しい。
remembers.
Or at least talking about what he heard, you know?
あ、君たちも書類上は僕の養子扱いって呼んでくれてもいいんだよ。
They're like, no,
Oh my god.
I'm joking.
Poor guy.
They're coloring similar.
首に何を追っておるのじゃ。
やめなさい。彼らの事情は話しただろう。痛くない傷は君にだってある。
Oh.
You have
その
wounds.
傷を癒すためにあてがわれた可愛らしい妹がわらわだ。家族と家と幸福の代わりを慈悲深くもくれてやろうと。せいぜい可愛がってくれるがよいぞ。兄様ども。
はいはい。今のは最初から最後までフレデリカ様のおかげでございますよ。
Was not, was not.
Teresa.
テレザとも皆様お帰りなさい。
Home.
眠るのが早くてつまらん。
Don't end. Don't show me credits.
疲れているところ。これ預かっていたんだ。中にあったらしい。お疲れ様、テレザ。いろいろ苦労をかけると思う。
とんでもございません。私の務めでございます。
趣味が悪いと思うかい。愚かしい対処
あー
行為かな。彼らを身代わりにしている。
いいえ旦那様。代
A
わりにはなりません。
replacement.
人は常にその人唯一の存在でござ。
人は生産を求めるものであろう。
誰に向けての言葉だい。女帝陛下。
Empress. Wow.
キリ。
Opening or ending?
I think it's the new OP. Two different skylines.
Oh my god.
Wow. Juxtaposition.
Oh!
Wait! Wait! Fido!
Don't fuck with my feelings, 86.
Lena on the train.
Oh! Okay, that was 86, season 1, episode 12. The world has changed. My world has changed.
It's not that. It's both surprising and once it happens, it feels right or makes sense. Like what has happened here in terms of waking up and being like in another place with actual humans taking care of you and caring about you, and that there would be people that would be appalled by your treatment. Like it makes sense to me that there were other people in this world. I mean, if I think back to the zoo scene where we were really like thinking about that idea of like, are there other people out there, other societies?
Yeah.
And that opens up the idea of, are we going to meet those people?
I just think it was like a great way to expect something other than Gaiad. Like, I was like, okay, if we find anybody, it's going to be a third party.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be something else. But it's such a fascinating twist that there seems to have been a coup where now we're the Federacy of Gaiad and we have a completely different mission. We're trying to defeat the Legion too. Like,
Yeah. It feels like this happened a while ago, though.
a bit,
It's
yeah.
a bit ago that it's been the Federacy. Like, San Magnolia has, like, little to no actual information about the outside world in the same way well, they at least don't pass down the information. So we might not have heard all of the information they actually have. But, like, this group of people, the Federacy, they didn't even really know if anyone was still alive.
Yeah. And what's fucking crazy is that regardless of how this started, at the moment, San Magnolia is only getting more and more hateful and selective and what?
Yes.
Like,
This is like a topic I want to get
yeah,
into.
and while on the other side of things, it is literally the epitome of openness and wanting to help people, to the point of when the general public hearing the
When they
truth
find
of the
out about
86,
this,
they are like,
they're like, "Oh."
this is egregious and we need to help them.
Okay, so what it makes me think of is go back to Jerome and Lena's like last conversation together, where Jerome is like, we cannot let the rest of the world know about what we have done here. Like, we need to say that they're not human, and we need to basically have all of them die on the battlefield to erase what we have done, or we will lose the respect of the rest of the world.
It is a direct parallel to Ernst Zimmerman saying a society which refuses to save children because there's no benefit is a society which in the end benefits no one. And if humanity can't survive except by killing children because they're strange, humanity would be better off dead. It's like immediately when he says that, I'm taken into the room with Jerome and Lena, like having that conversation. Immediately.
This is San Magnolia as well. Like, what's
Holy
interesting
shit.
is, like, we're getting this idea that San Magnolia is putting forward a foot that they have maybe contact with the rest of the world, but it also seems like they do not. Like, they're incredibly isolated. The Federacy didn't know really anything about them or how well they were surviving against the Empire. But at least from Jerome, like, do I open up the idea that, like, Jerome doesn't even know the half of it? Like, he doesn't even know all of it? Or is he still being, like, careful with what he tells Lena?
I don't think
because
they
even
know.
he's like, we don't want everyone to know this. This is why we're handling the situation in the way that we are.
From my perspective, I don't think anybody in San Magnolia has any idea of what's going on in Gaiad.
Mm-hmm.
If they did, that's a different conversation upon how they'd act about it and how much they'd really say. Because if the people who are all, let's save 86, they're real people, we are saving them, come face to face with a society that every morning is being told that there were no casualties. What the fuck?
They're being so brainwashed.
Like, what the fuck does that
and
look like?
they don't know that they're the ones that need saving. Like, that's the craziest part, is they're being, in order to keep society, like, everyone's egos feeling good, everyone feeling safe, we've been filling them all with this bullshit and creating, like, we'll like separate things out in order to make everyone feel good, have a common enemy, feel like everything's going well. And while we're doing so, we also have to think like, ooh, okay, well, we need to bury all our bad stuff just in case anyone ever does come talk to us, and then we don't basically ruin our reputation forever. But now we're getting a bigger picture, which is that this is such a small little group that is, as Lena knows from Shin, not gonna be there much longer because the Legion is coming and they are losing their fighters.
Do you save all of the 86, or do you save everybody in San Magnolia too?
What we're opening here is the idea that there will be camps within the Federacy that will not want to save the Alba, but only the 86.
Yeah.
That is, of course, that would happen.
Is Lena gonna be able to have, which I have no doubts about Lena doing literally anything. Lena could walk on water at this point as far as I'm concerned, but is Lena going to be able to be like, yeah, you know what, I was a good Alba and I did fight for the 86, but let the Alba that exists in San Magnolia live, save them too. Is that going to be a point of conjecture we get at some point in the series now? I'm like, there's so many open doors. There's so many possibilities. Okay. I need to, while it's on my mind, to talk about what happened to Shin and the rest of Spearhead to get here.
Okay.
We have Ernst say that we found you captured by the Legion on the western front of the war. The Legion are not ones to capture people. It could be trying to say that they were trapped. It felt very odd to me. Odd as in, like, I have questions that need to be answered within that scene between Rei and Shin. Specifically, when it comes to, I think it was identified as a Dinosauria, or the machine, the shepherd. When we're looking at the scene between the two of them, Shin has a red shadow, Rei has a blue, but the Dinosauria also has a blue shadow. Is it something like we're just seeing Rei's old, like, you know, Juggernaut, or did Rei have something to do with them surviving? Because he had dialogue like, actually, no, you keep walking, you know?
Something could be said with the fact that Shin is able to hear the voices. And we get a line in this episode, a certain family. It's known. The Federacy knows of a certain family that can hear voices. And maybe we know that we were fighting someone who cared, Shepard-wise, a lot about the Empress. And now we've met her. So, like, could it be something of, like, they were spared because that person as well, for some reason, was able to take some semblance of control over their consciousness in the same way Rei was, over their love of the Empress? I don't know.
If there was a connection between Shin and the Empress, I think that could make sense.
They have the same color scheme, and when she drew the picture of them, obviously she drew both of them with red eyes and everyone else just with, like, black pencil.
Yeah, but the reason that I'm pretty stuck on Rei is not only because of this scene, but it being told to Spearhead, okay, if you remember more, think about it, like, tell us then. And then at the end of the episode, we're given Rei's piece. And I'm wondering if it will lead into Shin having more, like, awareness of what actually went down.
Right. He says, you can forget about me, and then a couple lines later, he's like, but maybe think about me once a month or something. But right, we're being given that piece. And if we already feel satisfied with having saved Rei, what is giving that piece to Shin supposed to do in terms of creating a path, opening up for that character in his mind of what he wants to do next?
Okay, so what I'm thinking is that Shin saved Rei by killing him through the Legion, right? Just like Lena saved Shin by getting him to the outer zone. If Rei somehow saved Shin here, after Shin saved Rei, would that give Shin reason to go save Lena? You see what I mean?
I definitely want to go on the track of go save Lena, and I don't know if it's, like, necessarily, like, he's given reason here, or more so that he's reminded of what is left for him to do.
That's a better way to phrase it.
That is almost a mission that Rei would be passing on to him.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that that's there. I wrote down in my notes that now we have kind of two parties, two countries, if you will, I guess, fighting the singular Legion. We have a common enemy between the group, and we are fighting from both sides. Don't necessarily have the map in my head in terms of what both sides really actually looks like in terms of the battlefield, but Shin is now in an actual position. He's being raised, adopted by the provisional president of the Federacy. He said to Lena things for her to do in order to survive. he is now in a position where he could continue to fight and save her. Like, she's stuck in this. We got this so much imagery in episode 11 that it really is her that's stuck in the cage.
Yeah, of course. I think that Lena's preparations that are for nothing, as we hear from, I think it's Shidanita.
Cyclops.
Yeah, Cyclops. Like, oh, it's for nothing. I think that for nothing is going to be the make or break that gives us 3 seconds, 10 seconds, another day of time that will allow Shin to get there.
Mm-hmm. All of us, I'm not even in the freaking show. I don't know why I talk like that sometimes. It just feels that way.
Yeah.
And you're just like, we and us. And sorry if that's annoying. It's just how it feels.
Yeah.
When you're like immersed in a show. It's like you are emotionally so connected and a part of what's happening. All of the 86 that survived here, our whole group that has been adopted and are now citizens of the Federacy, we have all said that we will fight.
Yes.
And that we want to.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Provisional President Ernst has decided to, give a little bit, like, hey, let's,
experience
maybe let
what
them
peace
experience
is like.
what peace is like first before we try to get them to try your new
Do you think anybody's gonna not want to go back?
So, I'm wondering about that. Like, I feel like there's potential that characters, once given what is actual peace, like, when you think about that scene where they're all standing on the water and they're like, wow, there's no rush.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they realize that they're not in a rush.
Yeah.
That's their first, like, dipping your toe in. But obviously it ends pretty quickly and they're continuing on their journey and they're still feeling like inevitable death is at their doorstep. And now, that's not the case. It might take a bit. Like, it might take a bit to, like, feel secure or safe or not, like, your fight or flight anymore. But once they have a taste of that, I don't know if every single one of them, because is that, storytelling-wise, would you have all of them decide it? Only if they had a very strong motivation as a group to do so, which would be Lena or let's go back and save the rest of the 86. That's totally believable. But I also think it could be very believable that a few of them give themselves the opportunity to not once they have felt what it was like.
I think I'm on the same page with you. Even if they had wanted to, like, if they do want to stay, because who the fuck could blame them? If they had, like, any direct reminder of, like, yeah, we're hearing that, San Magnolia is getting bombarded right now. It's hard not to think every one of them wouldn't have the holy shit, Lena. Like,
Or just the other 86. Like, if we only really care about a handful of Alba, if anything. Like, a few of us have had positive, interactions with Alba, except now we know about Aldrich, which we didn't know until we left on our special recon mission that Aldrich was Alba. But we have a few people, but definitely all of the 86. And I think that at the end of the day, if I really think about what my guess would be in terms of actually returning to action or not, all of them will.
Yeah.
I just think that there probably will be different timings.
I agree with you.
Like, people that are a little more teetering on the edge maybe than others, or it's taking them maybe a little longer
I
or a
agree
little
with you.
quicker
And I
to
think
decide.
you're right with it being like there's so many 86 still. Like, there's 86 still that should be saved.
Especially with us, like, through Lena, obviously we're worried about her and we want her to survive, but through her, we're going to be connecting again to another group of 86, who we are going to want our first spearhead group of 86 to save. We're not going to want Cyclops to die.
I'm sorry about your Karena theory. It was good while it
lasted. Yeah, I know. I'm glad. I like little sister type characters. They're fun.
I'm glad we didn't watch the recap episode. I don't know what happened in it. If we got nothing that had to be unveiled this episode, great. I'm happy I didn't watch it. If we even got to see Lena with her red streak of hair in the recap episode, I would have been pissed.
Wait, do we see it in the recap?
We didn't see the recap.
I sorry. Like, do you think we would have seen it?
I don't know.
Is
That's what I'm
meant?
saying. Like, I'm saying that if we would have, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did it here.
Okay, what is the red streak? Is that a... It can go two ways, in my opinion. It can go, Lena has personally chosen to dye a piece of her hair in order to wear it as some sort of, like... there was a line that I would like to bring up in that conversation. You have wounds, you don't want to be touched. This idea of, like, a visible marking and reminder of something that is important to her. It could just be
the Empress?
Oh, that was a line about the Empress, yes.
Correct.
But I'm using it to talk about a visible, like, Shin's scar on the neck.
Yeah.
Lena hair dye. It could be hair dye. Why would they sell hair dye in San Magnolia? That's why I go to my second thing is, like, what if there is this chance that the silver hair starts disappearing?
That's very fantastical.
I know, but, like, silver hair in existence is kind of fantastical anyway.
No, you're right. I think it's plausible. I think it'd be interesting. I'm more in the boat of dyeing a streak of hair red.
Yeah.
She has a prominent memory of Shin's brother.
Right, which is why she choose red.
Well, there are probably several reasons, but also just thematically, I love that, again, in that scene between Shin and Rei this episode, Shin's shadow's red. Like, it's...
Oh, don't let me keep you a prisoner was one of Ray's lines. But obviously those are the two theories of what the red streak, like how it came to be. I do think both are great in terms of like what it could do for the narrative, what it could represent. I think the idea of all of the Alba going freaking insane because they start waking up and their hair is changing is funny to me.
Teppy.
Imagining them scramble and like lose their minds because they've been like brainwashed to think that this is like this is not a human to have this color hair. I think in terms of like being mad at them for what the place that they've put the 86 in, I'd be like, yeah, see that it really is human, like confront that.
Yeah.
But it's probably hair dye.
Teppy.
And Teppy, yes. We named the cat.
Yes. It might be just over my head of what it's referring to. If anything, if Teppy is the name, like if it has significance within the previous 11 episodes, but I love it as a name regardless. Wow. I don't know. I didn't think I could be more curious in regards to 86.
Lena and Annette.
Oh my god.
They seem to be on good terms.
Yeah.
They have their matching mugs. They are meeting up, but being really... What would the word be about how they're being? They're being...
Cautious?
More cautious, less in your face about... They're being more strategic. Like
Jerome's aware.
Jerome's aware. Lena's conversation with her new superior was brilliant because she's getting what she wants, but she's messing with you, like, to get it. Like, she's not just going in there begging. Like, she, as we saw in the rain scene with Annette, like, she's being strategic with getting what she wants.
I'm glad that Lena never went back. Like, after Lena had that massive change, pulls Annette out into the rain, that's the Lena we have here, and I adore it. Bloody Regina.
The last thing that I would want to talk about is just... something that we learn a little bit about our new dad is that we get a scene like at the very end. He's sitting at the table.
Can't be replacements.
They can't be replacements. And then Teresa, I think was her name, the maid. She says that every single person is irreplaceable as individuals.
Yep.
And I think that mindset is really awesome.
I agree with
but
it.
But also I want to know the backstory of the replacements, where that came from.
Me too. What it took to get here, you know?
The fact that the Empress is already drawing pictures of her new older brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Like, my heart is hurting before I even, like, hear what her wounds are, you know? Like, just the fact that, like, this is day one, she set up lights, she barricaded the door.
I think there are easy assumptions to make about her wounds, too, just being given what we were about the princess within the interaction that we got from Shin.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I have you.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.